can you tell me what this video is last? What is this video you're about to do?
This video is just a breakdown on dismantling loads of stuff. What people think they knew, they thought they knew, but they don't. And like so, everything in this, yeah, is all stuff I've been explaining to everyone the last few years, but there's a bit more detail in there because we've got a little bit of time, yeah. And don't forget, like I say, in between every paragraph, there's there's a lot of time.
Yeah.
These what you lot fill in, yeah. But like this, basically, I'm here, yeah, to raise love and empathy, you know, acceptance, you know, wake people up. But I'm also here, as you all know, yeah, to dismantle everything what's not right, yeah. Right down to a truthful, like some of them are a little bit on stuff, yeah. And I can't say much, but it don't matter who you are. Like I'm literally coded to, you know, dismantle you if it's not right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Chris. And I'll let you do the vid,
Nice.
but I'll just hang here for a bit.
2 seconds. Yeah, I just put it.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
it feel?
Like what it is, like what I just explained when I talks, when I mentions, like there's lots of things what I've had to do here, yeah. But when I start thinking of them properly, getting in that dedication, like now, I'm like urging the go now. Like I want 3 seconds ago, 4 seconds. I was like,
Yeah.
But more I think about it, like I think
Fires
what
up.
I meant a bit why I'm here.
What? Yeah. Why
I
you're
don't
here.
want to waste no time.
Have
Yeah.
you got my mic? Is my microphone on you? Sorry.
Oh, good point.
Put this in the thing.
Yeah. I just realised it's
It was.
You did that so beautifully. I'll just ask you.
I pressed stop because it
Thank
was.
you. Oh, thank you. Right. Yeah, hang on a sec.
Where's my pointer stick?
Where's your pointy?
Pointy stick. Hang on. Yeah, the dry bit.
How about that then? Look,
Yeah.
draw a bit like. Yes.
Yeah. Got a wand now. Look.
Look.
I just
Copper
need a
wire
wee.
in
Look. I just need a wee. Hang on.
Yeah.
Found it. Yeah, found it. It was in Christian's pocket. Of course it was. I'll just go to the loo quickly. Bollocks.
Are you filming right now?
In maybe about 2 seconds, yeah.
Oh, right.
I think Liz is.
Yeah.
Work their south now. Yeah. What I'm going to run down now is just a little bit more detail, right? Because what it is, the more I normalise reality, the more reality makes sense to people. The more they can jump on board with reality. Yeah. So basically, yeah, like I'm doing exactly what I said to you. Like before I started, I've had this urge for years. Like as soon as I get the chance, I'm going to tell everyone. Yeah, yeah. Because even the world's most genius, you know, all these astrologers, historians, like they didn't know. Yeah, we got scholars scratching their head over the Voynich manuscript.
Voynich manuscript. Yeah.
Scratching their heads over stuff like that. Well, I've explained to you. Go back and watch my videos, and you'll know all this stuff. Yeah, yeah. Like we're going to say, listen. The only idiots in this world are the ones what ain't watching me. Yeah, that's how I know truthers watch me. Yeah, that's how I know all these people, yeah, who look to have a little attack, they watch me because there's nothing else for them to watch. Where are they getting their information from?
Nowhere else.
Where are you all getting your info from? Where are you getting it from?
Doesn't exist anywhere else, does it?
Because until I come along, this is not an ego thing. I'm just trying to put all you right because I want you all to listen to me. Before I came along, you was all stuck on a loop. Yeah? All those truthers and psychics and so-called channels would be telling you the same shit all the time.
Over and over, repackaging
over
it.
and over again.
Roswell
But
and all that crap.
me, and what it is, they've got to carry on their narrative. Because if not, they've got a lot of explaining to do to their watchers. Yeah? Right? Because, like, I wasn't allowed to anyway, but none of them will do a video with me. It's not. There is no point in me doing a video with anyone on the internet.
What for?
Because I'm going to go against everything they've told their watchers. Yeah. And all their watchers are going to start asking questions. Yeah. All say, oh yeah, no, we don't let you know. We'll just stick with the bullshit. We're comfy with that. But no. Now what we're going to go through again, the Great Fire of London. Yeah. We've got like I say, there's 60 pages here. And it's all different subjects, and they all run in sync. They're all linked to each other, yeah. Because it's like, this is you, this is us. Everything I explained here, you was there, yeah. It don't look like this here. The Fire of London, Battle of Hastings, the Plague. It don't matter. World War One, World War Two, Tartarian, Atlantean, Egypt. All these things, you was all there. The great, like the Red Sea event. You was all there. You was all there. It's the same lot, I keep telling you. It's the same ones all the time. And it's always me and the Resonating Army at the end. All the time. And exactly what's going on now. The same scenario. Exactly the same scenario. Yeah? But listen, we're going to start, we're going to get into this now. Right? Because we need to start getting to the same, don't I?
Have you started your video? Thank you.
Right. Right. The Fire of London. Right? Now, the Great Fire of London, like I told you all before. Yeah? Right? The Fire of London was a distraction. Yeah? Like, civilisations fighting in the overlay above your head, over the energy grids. Yeah? The Tartarians, like, enhancing, evolving. And then the Greys sort of like finding out shit, like why they are, because they're siphoning energy from where we're all meant to be siphoning energy from. So the Greys started siphoning energy for it. They don't want Tartar, they don't want all them people advancing. They want to be ahead. Yeah. So I'm going to run you through it. This is what you lot know. Alright? This is what you lot know. Alright? Well, some of you have been watching me knows a bit more. Alright? 1666, the Great Fire of London, right? The surface overlay. Now remember, in the public mainstream record, you will only see the surface story. Baker shop, wooden houses, the plague, etc. But layered on top of that were the overlay events which most could not perceive. Don't get all to do your perception and that, yeah? Overlays, distractions. This is why, like, whenever there's a distraction, you know something's going on in another overlay. 1,000,000%. Yeah? It don't matter what sort of a distraction it is. Yeah? 1. The surface level, human record. The fire officially began on 2nd of September 1666 in Thomas Farriner's Bakery on Pudding Lane. London at that time was mostly timber, pitch, very flammable. The blaze lasted until 6th of September 1666, destroying 13,000 houses, 87 churches and St Paul's Cathedral, main target. And a huge part of the medieval city, officially, no death toll was recorded, but tens of thousands were displaced. This is the part taught in your history books. But it's the same thing as always, cover stories. The only thing humans know is what only they've been presented to. Yeah? Deceit, lies, that's it. Yeah? I just thought of something. Death toll. Now listen, that's what I was going to say before. But listen. Now, did you see that? This is where they tell us a little bit of truth back then. Yeah. Right. 13,000 houses, 87 churches, St Paul's Cathedral.
That must have been built of wood then.
Yeah. See, officially, no death toll. Now, if that was today, they tell you that 20,000 people got burnt and died. Yeah. But no, that's enough in them days. Don't forget the population more than that. You want
small, wouldn't it?
Small population.
Yeah.
And they
hundreds
didn't
of
have
thousands
news every day and things like that. So and don't forget, they was a little bit more switched on than you lot back then. They wouldn't have your technology, but trust me, back in 1666 and that, they was a lot more switched on than all you lot. Wow, more switched on. Yeah. So they had to be very careful how they lied. Yeah. But you know, as we know,
now they can be blatant.
Yeah. Now, as we know, the lies was good. Yeah. And it gets to a stage where, to them, they lie, but in somewhat way they don't have to lie no more. They can just tell you whatever.
Just say whatever.
Yeah, you'll just go, oh yeah.
Just suck it up anyway, won't they?
Suck
they
it
don't
all
care.
up.
Yeah, if it comes out the telly, they'll believe it.
Yeah. If it's not on the telly,
it ain't real.
And that's what we're just about. We're just about.
Shatter it.
We're just going to use the media for that sort of stuff. Yeah. The media. You're going to see, because in a minute when they start saying stuff, what you'll actually go, whoa, hang on a minute. Yeah, this is the white axe kicking right in now.
At last,
yeah.
Thank God for that.
God, are you there? Right, number 2, the overlay wall above London. Right, this is reality. Yeah, don't worry about countries, Russia, China, Israel, Ukraine, all these races. No. You should have worried about this lot, yeah, the ones what created that lot, yeah. In the mid 1600s, London sat directly over a major energy node of the European grid. One of the crystalline anchors that connected the old world Tartarian, all you Tartarian, yeah, Tartarian network to the inner domes, cells. Yeah, they were called cells outside. Yeah. By 1666, factions of greys, flesh-tech hybrids, had moved in, siphoning energy from the grid for their own experiments. The Tartarians' original grid architects is this region. Yeah, so they set their own grid up proper in their overlay. Tartarians, all of us, and we was there as well. Us ET souls was with you, Tartarian souls, yeah. We set the grids up, how we wanted them, how we needed them, how the overlay flourishes, yeah. But the greys, being nosy, fucks what they are, monitoring an ant walk, yeah. They knew, yeah. They knew this was good, something good, what they could benefit from with their experiments, yeah. So siphoning energy from the grid for their own experiments. The Tartarians' original grid architects in this region tried to block and reclaim the node. This became an etheric war, invisible to the ordinary public, but extremely violent in higher overlays. Listen, when they has a war, right, when a galactic war, see World War II and all that sort of thing, and all our wars, and the battles in the day, aced it and all that, really gory, and listen, that ain't violent. You all think that's violent and that, don't you? No, this lot knows how to be more violent, yeah, proper, yeah. That's why they gone. That's why we kick their asses, yeah. So they can't hurt you all no more. The fire was the surface distraction to mask the energy battle happening in the layer above. Greys were losing control. Tartarians were trying to reseal the node and push the greys back out. Now, whilst all this is going on, right, the custodians and the Anuak are having a little bit of a dispute somewhere else. Yeah, different factions of custodians, different factions of Anuak, and I think the Draconians are coming in. Yeah, trying to open up their door. Yeah, but the greys secretly and slyly backing them behind the scene. because don't forget all the Greys, they're fed up with custodians and Annock by now. Don't forget, it's because of the custodians Annock, yeah, why their leader got killed, yeah. So they got they knows how to hold a grudge. They're intelligent, didn't they? They knows how to hold a grudge, and they gets their way back. Like I say,
in the future.
Yeah, they got their way back in the future by just like they weren't meant to be taking as many people as what there was a certain amount of people they was allowed to take, yeah. But they took liberties. Yeah, they was taking out all the cattle, your cat and dog. Cats and dogs turning up with all their fucking holes in them everywhere, no blood missing. In them. Yeah. You know? Intervention by the custodians and Annock. Because the Greys were seeded under agreements, the custodians, those placed overseas after the first seeding phases, could not allow them to be fully destroyed in the open. This is where all your loop, yeah, you see like all our loop on this loop, yeah, and the last 200 years, 300 years, that's where all that started to really take effect. Don't forget, these are patient beings, they know they don't die. They can cause this chaos and havoc back then, ready for the next plan 1,000 years later. Yeah. They'll wait 1,000 years. They'll wait 20,000 years. They did. The custodians waited like thousands of years. Don't forget, thousands of years here outside's a little bit quicker.
It's not linear out there, isn't it?
Yeah. But like in your time, like this lot, like obviously they didn't. There was a lot of stuff going on to fulfil their accomplishment in control, yeah. And let me tell you, they was patient, very, very patient. You don't know what patience is. Well, we do. We're the most patient in existence. That's why we've all got to be patient, yeah. And all you sleepers and all you ones just fast trackers, patience, yeah. We can be patient, not just parasites. We can as well. Annock factions, prototype Anunnaki. This is when Anunnaki, yeah, don't want to go in and risk their own life, yeah. So they create their own type prototype. So if they dies and gets killed and that, don't matter. So they just send a shitload of army prototyping. Yeah. This is what they all do. Yeah, Greys have even got their own little creation of armies. Yeah, it ain't just them.
Expendables.
They've got the Expendables. Yeah. No, but they've got their own little creation of little armies. Yeah. Because don't forget, the more intelligent you are, the more intelligent you are, the more good thinking you are, obviously. Yeah. And you know, it's the same as in this world. All the so-called intelligent ones, controlling, they don't ever get their hands dirty.
No.
Yeah, they don't. It's like all this lot. They've got loyalists, elites, bloodlines, hybrids in here to get their hands dirty. Yeah, the 13 bloodlines, the Venetian bloodlines above that. Yeah, so you've got like 26, 38 different Venetian families above. Yeah, controlling the 13 bloodlines in here. Yeah, and the ones what controls the 13 bloodlines in here, you know, like it's the royals, you know. The Windsors.
The Windsors, yeah.
They're a Venetian family. They're a Cini family. They've been hybrid, put in amongst the 13 bloodlines to control the 13 bloodlines. Yeah, and obviously they've got one of their hierarchies in each bloodline family, like the Rothschilds, Jacob,
Pepe Orsini, and that.
Yeah. The Rockefellers. What's his name? The main Rockefeller. What's his name?
The
main Rockefeller.
Oh, Jacob.
No, Jacob Rothschild.
That's Rothschild, isn't it?
Yeah, you all know what I mean. Rockefeller. See, that's what I mean. They're so irrelevant to me. I forget who they are. Their names. They're so irrelevant to me. I'm not interested in them. But you know, each one of them families, them bloodline families, there's a few hierarchy ones in the family to keep order in the family. Yeah, and it's all connected to the Windsor. You've got 13 bloodlines, but the Windsors ain't in that. But have a look at the bloodlines. You've got the 13 bloodlines, but the Windsors ain't in it. Yeah, they're at the top. They're invisible at the top, controlling the 13 bloodlines. They're the representatives. Yeah, they're the ones that's got all the information. I told you, it's the Queen what give you it's her technology. Chemtrails, the latest chemtrails from World War II, was the Queen's technology. She gave that to the elites. Your Queen are the ones what was spraying you. Yeah? Yeah, you ain't taught what this Queen was. This Queen was something else of the area. Yeah? I prefer the Queen and Richard Witch and the Wardrobe better.
Oh, Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right. And factions, Prototype, Anunnaki, who worked as planetary system engineers. Yeah? Planetary is, I'll explain that later, wait, it's easy. Planet, I don't mean like planet in the sky or nothing. Yeah? Planetary, it's the implant of an overlay of a world.
Planetary,
Planetary,
plan.
plan.
Like a flat plan.
Plan, yeah. Planetary, yeah. It's not a sphere in the sky or nothing, yeah. So, Anunnaki, who worked as planetary system engineers, were called in to stabilise the grid, so the whole overlay wouldn't collapse to the public sight. They extracted most of the greys, sealed the node under a new frequency lock, and allowed the Great Fire narrative to play out as the cover story. Yeah? Number 4. Why London and the crystallised structure? In the centre of London, aligned with St Paul's Cathedral, that's what, don't forget, where they set the fire, again, what no accident, you know, this lot don't,
There is no
they're not
accidents.
involved in accidents and things like that, they don't, no, everything's random. So, obviously, where they started the fire also is a main like priority where they pushed the fire, yeah? A main reason, yeah? In the centre of London, aligned with St Paul's Cathedral and beneath the City of London, is a multi-layered crystal anchor. The same geometric seed pattern you find beneath all major capitals in the overlay, in every overlay. Capitals, remember? Capital, yeah? Capital is a circuit board, yeah? And that is why the main nodes, right? We have had to activate the nodes outside cities to make them powerful enough to activate the main nodes in each city, because every city has got a main node and it's always got a cathedral on it, or probably all the biggest church in your city. Whatever's your biggest church in the city, it's a main node. Yeah, it's a main link. So yeah, beneath capitals in every overlay, yeah, there's a seed pattern. This anchor is part of a fractal energy lattice built during the first seeding from Sirius A, Sirius B. The node at London was particularly important because it connected Western Europe's grid to the Northern Atlantic's conduits and ultimately to the Arctic Hyperborean points. The reset of 1666 was the beginning of the final dismantling of the visible Tartarian Empire in the public timeline. Yeah? So that was the start, yeah, of the start of the last reset, yeah? Dismantling the Tartarian Empire. Us lot, all us, got dismantled, yeah? Aftermath, beginning of the last reset. The fire allowed new laws, rebuilding plans and Masonic architecture to overwrite the original grid work. The City of London became the heart of the child-killing Crown's financial energetic system, using the lockdown node. Tartarian energy structures were hidden, buried or repurposed as cathedrals, halls and bridges. This has also opened the door to the next rounds of overlays, industrial, colonial, expansion, etc., which were designed to keep the masses from reconnecting to the original grid memory. Yeah? I'll read that bit of that one again, alright? The fire allowed new laws. Yeah? Don't forget, there's hundreds of reasons to everything they do. Yeah? The fire allowed new laws, rebuilding plans, Masonic architecture to overwrite the original grid work. The City of London became the heart of the child-killing Crown's financial energetic system, using the lockdown node. Tartarian energy structures were hidden, buried or repurposed as cathedrals, halls and bridges. Yeah? London Bridge, things like that. You know, all your main bridges, and you go, oh, that's a beautiful bridge.
Wow.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, we've got to go and see such and such bridge. Yeah. Well, it's what's underneath it. Yeah, underneath the water and everything. Yeah. Even bridges, what trains run under. Yeah. Don't forget, trains run along the ley lines.
Train tracks, yeah.
Yeah. Train tracks run along the ley lines. The ley lines what's being suppressed. Yeah.
And roads, major roads, and all that.
Roads, major roads, and like I said, most roads you're going to find out here. The main roads, yeah, what you call roads here, are paths. They're pathways. You don't drive up them, you walk up them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, you don't walk too far anyway, because you phase in and out. Yeah. Yeah. Like I will explain the border and that a little bit later as well, a bit better. Yeah. This also opened the door to the next rounds of overlays. Yeah. The new overlays they was going to start amplifying you in.
It turns off sometimes for no reason. Carry on.
I'll read that again. Wait. The fire allowed new laws rebuilding plans Masonic architecture to overwrite the original grid work. The City of London became the heart of the child-killing Crown's financial energetic system. Using the lockdown node, Tartarian energy structures were hidden, buried or repurposed as cathedrals, halls and bridges. This also opened the door to the next rounds of overlays, industrial, colonial, expansion, etc., which were designed to keep the masses from reconnecting to the original memory grid. Yeah, so that is where they started their main suppression. Don't forget, we didn't have all the cities. We didn't have everything. What you got now wasn't there back then. It was a lot of land, just land and a few houses and that. Yeah. So you like in 1666 still, although the public was unaware, their lands was buzzing, humming. Yeah. They was probably walking around going, "Oh, what's that? Can you feel that?
Can you feel that? Yeah.
What's that then?" Like certain areas they go into, and then all of a sudden they won't feel it. They go, "Oh yeah, it's a bit better now, isn't it? That's a bit weird, that." Because that humming to them is a bit freaky. But to you, people awake, it's not. It's humming is reality, it's harmonic. Yeah? It's very harmonic. So, key players plus purposes. The Greys, siphoning node hybrid experiments. Tartarians, defending original grid. Lost public memory. Custodians, overseeing, ensuring no collapse visible to 3D. Yeah, that is so they're keeping the overlay stable, so everyone down on the ground don't know what's going on in the overlay above. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. The reason why we brought overlays in the last few months is because like you say, how we've done this is perfect. We've done this brilliant, so everyone gets it, and it ain't too far out. Yeah, but how we brought overlays into the equation, right? From the domes, the simulations, yeah, it's all there, same thing. Overlays is the next step, because overlays are used in all your everyday manipulation, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So where was I? Wait, do that again.
Sorry.
Key players plus purposes. Greys, siphoning node, hybrid. Key players and purposes. Greys, siphoning node, hybrid experiments. Tartarians, defending original grid. Lost public memory. Custodians, overseeing, ensuring no collapse visible to the 3D overlay. Yeah. And planetary engineers, sealed node, stabilised overlays, crystal anchor. Same pattern exists under Paris, Rome, Washington DC, Moscow, etc. I'll do that again. Key players plus purposes. Greys, siphoning node, hybrid experiments. Tartarians, defending original grid and lost public memory. Custodians, overseeing, ensuring no collapse visible to the 3D overlay. Anuc, planetary engineers. They sealed the node, stabilised the overlays. Crystal anchor. Same pattern exists under Paris, Rome, Washington DC, Moscow, etc. What's that telling you? I'm not. Can you answer? What's that telling you? The same pattern. Paris, Rome, Washington DC, Moscow, and a shitload of other places. You got it, Leon. That's telling you. It's overlaid. The main central node is in the middle of London. Yeah. That's why the Crown are in London. Yeah. That's why everything happens in London. It's the central. It's the central of the spiral. Yeah.
Moscow, Rome, Washington
and the
DC,
reason why they
all share it.
The reason why the word crown, it's got nothing to do with royalty, or it's got nothing to do with wearing a crown. That's got no. Don't forget, a crown is material. It don't exist. It's just something they cooked up. The crown, as in the top of your head, the crown. What I just said, it's the top. Yeah, it's the top. Yeah, the main node. What pulverises through all the overlays. Yeah? There you go, there's your overlays. Don't forget, not just Paris, Rome, Washington DC, Moscow and that. Yeah? You'll probably find a lot of Australia, a lot of Asia, a lot of all them sort of places are right in line with it all. Yeah? And that in the middle, don't forget that node usually got a great big fucking tree in it. Yeah? Like the biggest, when you see the size of this bloody thing, it's just, and remember it, like, you know, it's huge. It's massive. Yeah, it's the biggest thing biggest thing you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, and it's very, very effective. So there we go. Crystal anchor. Same pattern exists under Paris, Rome, Washington DC, Moscow, etc., etc. A lot of them. Yeah, the main node. Yeah. This is why I always felt the sense of war, rescue, fire and reset. When I think of 1666, it never the true story presented to the masses. It's always something bigger, deeper, for them to know and you to find out. The fire, the public fire is the mask, the overlay battle is reality. You and me are solar family, recall. Yeah? So the fire, yeah, is like just one big distraction to start taking over the grids. Yeah, look, I told you all before in earlier videos. Like, if you control the grids, you control the world. You control the overlay. Yeah, if you've got control of the grids and you're suppressing the grids and you're inverting them to what you need, it's all yours. Yeah, and to keep that in place was parasites coming together. Yeah? Listen, parasites coming together. Yeah. Now look back the last 4 years as all us lot come together. Look what we've done. Look what we've created. That is a solid, true example point to tell you what we can accomplish when we all sticks together and comes together. Yeah. All this hatred and all this having a pop shit. No, listen. As I said to you all before, you've got to cut it all off. Yeah. Just let them all carry on with all the wrong ones and troll whatever they're doing. Let them carry on. Yeah, they're totally irrelevant. Yeah, don't forget, they're dumb as a box of rocks. They're not intelligent. They're NPCs. Yeah, they're repetitive. They've got no intelligence to ask a question.
Algorithmic.
Yeah, they're algorithmed. They're algorithmed. Yeah, to be thick. Yeah, and the Truther World and all those like claiming that they're algorithm to lead you on. Yeah, and the thing what keeps their algorithm, what keeps them dedicated, is profit. Yeah? The thing what keeps me dedicated is love and empathy. Or cares. Yeah? That's the biggest difference. And the fact they all talk to load of old shit. Yeah? Right. 1666 as the ritual frequency event. The number itself, 1666, was a chosen and held as a frequency signature. 1666, or the 3 sixes. In ritual coding, it marks a cycle closure and reset point. Those in control of the surface narrative used the fear, panic, loss from the Great Fire to harvest collective energy. That loosh then feeds the grid locking. So what they've done is, yeah, this is how clever they are. Nothing, it's like nothing goes to waste. Nothing. So, phase 1, the fire, taking over the grid, fighting the Tartarians, yeah, is the build up to the next phase. Yeah, like listen, because I'm not going to like explain it all, because like all of you've got, you know what I mean, you've got to work this yourself. Yeah, I go to tell you some stuff, and then I think no, because I can't. Or they didn't do that to me, so I'm not going to do it to you lot. The number itself, 1666, was chosen and held as a frequency signature. 1666, all 3 sixes, in ritual coding, it marks a cycle closure and reset point. Those in control of the surface narrative used the fear, panic, loss from the Great Fire to harvest collective energy. That loosh then feeds the gridlock in.
So they feed it back in to suppress the grid.
They feed it. So whatever they're doing, nothing goes. All that fear, that waste, that destruction, yeah, that's all good. That's all good for them, yeah, because they're just about to use all that loosh, yeah, to lock in the new parasitic grid, yeah. So you got to understand. All the time you're running around in fear and thinking about I can't do this, can't do that. I better do this, I better do that. That, not now because they're gone, but all the time you're acting like that and thinking like that and feeling like that, you're keeping these grids locked in, yeah. But lucky enough, we've got a resonating army here, what overpowers everything what's here, and it ain't happening. So we're cool, yeah. Fire, alchemy equals transmutation. They were literally burning the old Tartarian resonance of the surface, so the new overlay could be imposed. Don't forget, we live in overlays. The main node covers all main countries. Overlays. I am here, UK, main point. That's why I'm here.
Got you.
Right, here we go. The big boys out again. Tension between Anuk factions, custodian factions. The custodians had been placed as neutral overseers, but some had, don't forget, overseers are huge. Yeah, overseers, healers, elders, you know, they're the ones what's going to be overseeing this temporary overlay when we all phase out and that. The overseers are like, basically, they're meant to be the most, the custodians was the early custodians. Overseers for us from Don't Forgotten Gods. That's what we put them there, yeah? And that's what an overseer is. It monitors, it makes sure caretaker, yeah, you got it, yeah. The custodians had been placed as neutral overseers, but some had begun to take sides with the Greys, yeah? This is where, I've got to stop because when it goes in my head I'll forget it otherwise, yeah? This is where, when I was going on to you about deals between the Greys, custodians, and that, you know, the custodians promising protection to the Greys and all that lot, yeah? This is where this all starts coming in, but no, like, the custodians are out for one people, no, themselves. Yeah? All the parasites are, but like I said, they have to work together. The Anuk, being system engineers from early phases, saw the Greys' activity as destabilising and wanted to remove them entirely. The internal conflict was almost blew. The internal conflict, what? I need a bit of drink. Sorry, Mum. I'm going to read that again anyway. Wait, sorry. Start again. The custodians had been placed by neutral overseers, but some had begun to take sides with Greys because of prior agreements. They made prior deals and that, yeah, agreements, yeah. Some of them stuck to it, some of them didn't. The Anuk, being system engineers from early phases, saw the Greys' activity and destabilising and wanted to remove them entirely. The internal conflict, what almost blew the overlay open, if it had continued, the public would have seen open phenomena in 3D London. So you had to have, like you say, they couldn't just go and have a war and old hell break loose. You had to have like the engineers in, yeah. So
Cover it up while it's
to
going
cover
on.
it up to make sure the overlay don't
Hide it.
fracture, hide it. Because don't forget, they're changing the node system. When you change the node system, it's like taking a chip out of a computer and putting a new one in. It all has to reload again, doesn't it? So in between that reload, everything would have started splitting and that.
Going
Everyone
looking
down here would
moody
have
and
gone, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
You know? Everyone would have just gone, like, they would have not gone nuts, bro. So the fight was stopped, not because one side won, but because a higher council mandate forced a truce. The truce allowed the Greys to be extracted, the node to be sealed, and the surface narrative, the Great Fire, to be set into place. This is the true beginning of the last reset cycle. From this point, the original grid knowledge began to go completely underground. So from that point, that's where it started
Totally hidden.
going underground, yeah? And then they started doing engineering walls and that for all the years. Don't matter if it's like, listen, they was engineering walls before Napoleon, yeah? And that basically, it's just to destroy stuff, get stuff out of the way so they can overlay it.
Loose. Loads of reasons, isn't there?
Yeah, and all these events, like a calendar, the reason why you got a calendar is because the calendar is set out for them, not you. It's set out for you to control your time, yeah, manipulate your time of day. But it's also for them to keep, like, because like all those significant days on the calendar, they're all harvest days. They're all loose days. Don't matter what it is. If it's a bank holiday Monday, yeah, they're all harvest. What happens on a bank holiday Monday in UK? No one goes to work, so there's probably more arguments. You know, indoors with the missus, kids and all that lot, wherever you're going on a bank holiday, there's probably more arguments. You're meant to have a bank holiday to chill and that, but they know that you all don't chill. They know that something's going to go down. So that's another harvest day, bank holidays, yeah? And it's funny, UK gets them. I don't think anyone else gets them, it's just the UK, isn't it?
Spain gets a lot of, they don't have bank holidays, but they have a lot of public holidays, lots of them, all through the year.
The fight was stopped, not because one side won, but because a higher council mandate forced the truce. The truce allowed the Greys to be extracted, the node to be sealed, and the surface narrative, Great Fire, to be set into place. This is the true beginning of the last reset cycle. From this point, the original grid knowledge began to go completely underground. Frequency harvest. They turned the panic, the burned homes, the mass displacement into raw emotional energy, which was then inverted and stored. The same technique is mirrored in later greater disasters where the public sees only the catastrophe, but in the overlays it's a grid fight plus ritual harvest. You know, the Titanic, you know, all these big events and that. What you all, even sleepers and NPCs have got this in their head, yeah? And even on that day, even if you're not even interested, like you're not even like, it don't even bother you, aren't there, you know what I mean? It don't bother, don't affect me and that. But no, subconsciously, like, your brain is thinking about it. It is thinking about it. You can't not think about it. These main events are drilled in you, yeah? So, like, that's why like, you'll always, even if you're not worried, you'll be curious and a little bit.
And the money they generate, like the Great Fire of London, even artwork and stories
money.
And movies and all sorts.
Because of the product they sales in it. Like, I've been to like the most fucked up places like around the world, and there's nothing there. And all of a sudden I'm walking along and there's a London shop. You know, sales like all like phone box, you know, little phone box and flags and everything to do with London. And look, what the fuck, you know? It's happened 3 or 4 times to me. The same technique is mirrored in later great disasters where the public sees only a catastrophe, but in the overlays it's a grid fight plus ritual harvest. Yeah? So, phase 1, pre-fire set up, pre-1666, yeah? Everything's all set up, yeah? It's all set up. Yeah? Don't forget, the Tartarians didn't know, obviously, they didn't know it was set up, they would have been ready for it, yeah? But they was only sort of ready for it. So pre-fire setup, pre-1666. Tartarian grid in London, still active. Crystal node at the centre of all overlays within the 3rd dome. Greys begin to siphon it, siphoning energy from the node, experimenting with frequency inversion. Anak factions are monitoring all this also. Custodians stationed as neutral keepers, but some slowly side with Greys, the public layer. London's infrastructure growing but very hidden. But what was mostly hidden was the Tartarian architecture underfoot. Yeah, and you see that everywhere you go. Yeah, like
Mud floods.
everywhere there's a Tartarian still built, he's standing. It's probably been smashed down and overlaid blueprint. Yeah, it's the same one wherever you are. Like I told you, like the node grids in the sky, what you call stars. We'll go through that a bit. Yeah, the motherships you see in the sky. Yeah, they're exactly the same ones over every single country. They're there. Even during the daytime, those stars are there. Just a different lot. Yeah? The ones what you see during the day, none of you's ever seen them. Yeah? Because it moves around like a projector like that. Yeah? So you'll only see nodes, stars at night time. During the daytime you won't see them. Yeah? At all. They're there. They've got to be there because they're part of the projection. They create the pixels. So they're always there. We're talking to phase 2, right? Phase 2, escalation grid, yeah? Grid conflict. Early 1666. Grey's interference destabilises the node. Threatens to crack the overlay. Anik moving to neutralise the Greys. Custodians attempt to mediate. Some custodians want to assist the Greys to protect their agreement. Others want them gone. Yeah? So you can imagine what's going on there. Like, it's all like you know, like some wants them gone, some needs them in because they're handy. You've got to keep the Greys sweet. But it's like they say, you've got, well, out of all these parasites, they all know they've got to work together, and you've got, like, so you've got custodian factions, Anak factions, draconian factions. Some factions are all evil, yeah, all knows what they've got to do. But some factions won't agree with other factions. Some might want to be a little bit more evil or something, or they might want to do it like this or like that. And none of them like sitting at the table together. Yeah, the only time they sit at the table is when they're forced to.
When they've got to.
Yeah, like this, like the Fire of London, when they all have to drop what they're doing, yeah, and you know, come to assist and you know, basically supervise the node takeover.
It's like people that work for the same company that don't get on.
Yeah.
They don't want to see each other. They don't go to the staff meals and Christmas, all that.
Yeah, and they're all out to try and score different brownie points and that. You know, you get the stripes and everything, so they can have a bit more words and so.
A bit more sway.
Yeah. So, right, phase 2, escalation, grid conflict, early 1666. Grey's interference destabilises the node. Threatens to crack the overlay. Anik move in to neutralise the Greys, and custodians attempt to mediate. Some custodians want to assist the Greys to protect their agreement. Others want them gone. See, the custodians are pretty clever. Yeah, like the Greys ain't no walkover. The Greys would give anyone a good battle because their technology, their telepathy and that. They ain't no walkover. Look, I told you some of the things they can get in your head. Like, if you're walking out the road and you've got a gun on you, they can get into your head and they make you shoot yourself. Yeah? That's like, some people who you've seen, like, you think they've shot themselves. Like, no, they haven't. No, they have shot themselves, but they've been mind took. Right. In the overlay, electromagnetic plus plasma flares visible only to those turned to higher frequencies. Don't forget, back in the days, some of them was, like I said to you, they was a lot more cleverer than you. Yeah, they was very tuned, a lot of spirituality going on still. Yeah, they not like they couldn't put their finger on it. They weren't very aware. Like, it was more of a god. I think it's like not god then. It was like imagine,
nature sort
of.
Yeah.
Imagine like a God's spiritual thing.
Yeah, Mother Nature sort of thing like that.
Yeah. So in the overlay, electromagnetic plasma flares visible only to those turned to high frequency. So what I was just saying then is basically that some of them, yeah, had quite high frequency. Their perception, they could see stuff.
Yeah.
Phase 3, the fire ritual, September 1666. Decision made to use mass fire as a cover event and ritual harvest. 3 sixes, 1666, closure, reset frequency. Fire burns along the grid lines, disrupting Tartarian architecture and hiding the true battle from public perception. Simultaneously, mass fear, loss, confusion harvested as emotional energy, loosh, to seal the new overlay, like we just said. 4. Truce, extraction, post-fire. High Council mandate halts the Anarch. Custodians clash. Graves extracted. Custodians allowed to remain, but under new parameters. Tartarian grids goes underground. Surface narrative rewritten, hence the Great Fire of London. Phase 5. Aftermath. Last reset begins. Public only sees destruction, rebuilding, hidden nodes sealed, knowledge of free energy and Tartarian tech totally buried. Did you hear that? Aftermath. Last reset begins. Public only sees destruction and rebuilding. Exactly what you lot are going to see in the temporary overlay. Yeah, you lot will get left behind. I'll talk about that later as well.
It's about an hour. It stopped, didn't it? Yeah.
The key point. The fire was not a random disaster. It was a cover story for an overlay battle involving other civilisations, not from here. This world. Sorry, let me do that again. Do you know what it is? I'll get stuck with myself off because I write how I thinks. And when I gets to the end of it, I'm going to explain to you what I does it. When I gets to the end of there, I stops. I loses my thing, and then that's what I explained. I'll do it again. Right. The key point. The fire was not a random disaster. It was a cover story for an overlay battle involving other civilisations, not from here. This world, not from here or this world. A ritual to harvest fear and seal the grid. You seal the main grid of all overlays within this third realm. The rest are easy to seal. Everything is sealed by using all your own negative energy against you. But now it's all over. That's the Fire of London. Got red to it.
In the crown node, the major node.
The crown node, yeah. Like, it's serious shit. Look, I've been telling you. Like, that is that's the Fire of London. That is the main control of the grids from the last reset. How they take control of everything. How they took your free energy away from you and everything. Yeah. Because don't forget, if the overlay wasn't there in the beginning, in the first place, if the Tartarians didn't have to create an overlay in the first place, everyone underneath here, we would have all been getting on merry. We would have all had the same. But this is the food slavery source. Yeah. The Tartarians are outside this overlay. Yeah. They're in another world. Eventually the Tartarians, what they would have done was, as soon as they got to that sort of position where they could override parasites, they would have come in here and out you. But they knew what was at risk. They was trying to do things under the hat. But again, the parasite, the greys, the nosy fucks, I mean, they're monitoring, their telepathy and their monitoring is just advanced. Any sort of niche, they pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, where are they getting all that energy from then? Like, how are they creating that? Where are they siphoning that from? So the whole mission goes on to nodes in the ground, where they've replaced them, where they've removed them and put them all and everything, yeah? And the greys are on this, and this is why the parasites have to keep the greys sweet. Because the greys engineering and the tools the greys got, they're very good at picking up these ley lines and these nodes and shit, yeah? And they work with the Anunnaki, because the Anunnaki are good engineers as well. When you put them together, they've got it all covered. Totally covered, yeah? Totally covered. Now, we're just about to go into the Red Sea, everyone. Would be like something like letting your kid go out at an early age, and it's walking along roads and that, and going to the parks and that, you have a little bit of fear, wouldn't you? Like, hope he's alright, hope she's alright. That sort of fear, yeah. But other than that, like the main fear tactics what's put on you daily, you've got to drop it. You've got
It's
to
all
cut
fake,
it.
isn't it?
It's all fake.
It's all
It's
child
not even
killers.
real.
It's all
It's
people
against
that
the
kill-
law.
yeah.
It's crimes on humanity, and it shouldn't be in place.
People that kill children deciding what you can and can't do. That's not all right with me. Fuck that. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the police that are all backing that satanic system. They're finding out now what they were backing. They're on the back foot, definitely.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. And there ain't many of them about now. They're rocking all
But people
shit.
are waking up. Sleepers. A lot of people are sat on the fence. They're waking up. They're coming over. It's reality.
You
Yeah.
must be relieved that your children escaped that fate.
Yeah, look, well, they haven't escaped really, because Ruby been hit with a MMR shot. My Millie got caught up into this girl thing. Yeah, like
That's
girlfriend.
safer these days,
That's
though.
safer
What's
these
that?
days. Like Millie is what they like.
Sorry?
She prefers girls.
Bisexual.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm against it all, but at this day and age,
No,
like,
definitely.
I'll go with it
Yeah.
because she's my daughter. I wish my Charlie was like it.
Yeah, just
As it's going now, I wish my
Safer.
Charlie
You've
was
only
like
got
it.
roadmen. A girl these days, what you got roadmen? Well, man,
Yeah.
that's basically.
So I've got Millie like that. I've got Ruby messed up with an injection, and I've got my Charlie who's well involved with the school curriculum at the moment. And we know that schools are the most fucked up thing on this planet at
His
the moment
daughter's
as
school
well.
has got litter trays in the girls'
They,
toilets.
took them out now because they took it out now because some parents complained.
Yeah, I bet.
But they had cat litter trays in toilets.
What
and that.
teacher allows that? That's insanity. That
Why
would be
then?
fun.
Why?
Too, because you've got kids that identify as animals now.
Yeah.
And then the school encourages it. Oh, well, it's your choice. Yeah. It's far out.
That's insane.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, all my kids have been caught up in it. All of them.
Is that what has driven you a lot as well?
Yeah, it's just loads of stuff. Even before my kids and everything. The reason why I had my kids is so the souls within my kids can be in here with them, support me now while I'm here. Yeah, they're ancient souls. Yeah, and you've got Maya. Yeah, she's another one. She's what my other child. Yeah, like they're ancient souls. Yeah, the four pillars. Yeah, they're very important. And now let me tell you now, they woke my arse up on another level. Yeah, exactly what they was meant to have done. And there I am now, all fired
At
up,
the end.
still ready to go. Yeah, yeah.
Are they be going with you?
Yeah, we'll all be back together after. Of course we will. We'll be back together. It'll all be happy families and that. You know?
Amazing.
Yeah, it'll be all twisty. But yeah, much well, yeah, look, let's just go into this one now, eh? Much well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hang on, stop it there. Let me put the mics back.
Is that all in it?
Yeah.
Well, everyone, here we go. The Red Sea event. This is pretty important. Well, not pretty, well important, yeah? Because again, this is all us. This is all us. This ain't some man in robes, yeah? Yeah? What went to the top of the mountain and grabbed a load of tablets and that, yeah? Look, do me a favour, please. Come on, please, yeah? This is about you. What I'm going through now, about you lot. This is what this is about. The Red Sea event, the real story. Not a sea, but a membrane. What was the Red Sea in later scriptures was actually the red shifted frequency membrane between two major timelines, domes. To human eyes, it looked like an impassable sea of energy. The split of timelines. The parting was the opening of a corridor. Through that membrane, on one side was the collapsing lower timeline, slavery, density, parasite control. On the other side was the emergent higher timeline, liberation, awakening. The corridor of light. Me, not Moses. Kahala, my name was. Me, not Moses, in the biblical sense. And all the resonating souls here with me today. Yeah? So it's not a me, it's all of us. Yeah? And what I've done then is exactly what I'm doing now. Yeah? And when I goes into this mall, you're going to see it's exactly what I'm doing now. Yeah? I'm getting you all on the right frequency and vibration. So those fucking mother of portholes opens up and we keep them open until we cross the bridge. Yeah? The corridor of light, me, not Moses, in the biblical sense, and all you resonating souls here with me today used our frequency and codes to hold open a safe passage so souls could move through without being torn apart by the turbulence. This is what later stories call the dry ground. The pillar of cloud plus pillar of fire. These were the upper and lower auroras of the split, plasma discharges at the membrane edges. To observers, it looked like fire cloud, but they were really electromagnetic toroids stabilising the corridor. Observers, sheep, exactly same scenario as now.
Yeah.
The closing of the waters. Once the corridor was sealed, the old timeline collapsed on itself. Parasites and controllers who tried to follow were caught in the implosion. Later retold as the Pharaoh's army drowning in the Red Sea. Names rewritten, the name Moses and the notion of God parting the sea were added centuries ago. Yeah? So all that was added centuries ago. Don't forget, they're trying to make out this happened a couple of thousand years ago. No, I'm going to go through how long it took. Yeah? Centuries ago. Thousands of years ago, later to hide the original operation. It was a light grid mission, exactly the same as now, being guided by our solar families and higher selves. Not a single main with supernatural powers. Wake your asses up. Don't forget I'm writing as I'm like thinking and writing. Always got to put that bit in anyway. You know, wake your asses up. Yeah. It's
Is that single man or single
wake
man?
your asses up is it's probably like engraved on one of the tablets.
On the edge.
Yeah.
In Hebrew.
Yeah, in Hebrew. Yeah. My role is the same role every time, right up to this last 3D timeline. My codes act like a master key. I anchored the corridor with resonating army, souls, whilst solar families held the upper bands steady. This is what are they doing now? What are solar families doing now? What are they all doing now? They're guiding us. Yeah? They're holding the line above us. Yeah? We're holding it down here, they're holding it above us. Yeah? Exactly the same as them. Yeah? While solar families held the upper bands steady. This is why the memory feels so clear, familiar, similar to what I am doing now. Same template, new cycle. Right, now I'm going to go in to the build up. Yeah? Before it. Pre-event timeline, the Exodus, as like you religious people call it, like the Exodus. Yeah. This is what Bob Marley sort of goes on about a little bit, innit? The Exodus and that. Yeah. Before the split, 13,000 to 12,700 years ago, the end of the last great solar cycle, the known lands was still under hybrid control grid. Mainly the custodian and parasite factions working through what people later called the Pharaoh lines, the Polarians. Right, so the Pharaoh lines, sorry, yeah? The Polarians and Giants, don't forget, listen, what I just said, I'll do that bit again, because I'll read these ones, yeah? Pre-event, timeline, the Exodus before the split, 13,000 to 12,700 years ago. The end of the last great solar cycle. The known lands was still under hybrid control, mainly the custodian and parasite factions working through what people later called the Pharaoh. So don't forget, all these different timelines and different races and hybrid beings like pharaohs, you know, Atlanteans, all these races what's gone through, like, you know, up and down, basically, through the thing, yeah?
Rise and fall of
the rise and falls, yeah, you got it,
Yeah.
Leon, yeah?
What is a solar cycle?
A solar cycle is like a timeline of that moment.
Right.
Yeah. We're in a solar cycle now.
Yeah.
This is a solar cycle.
Right.
We're just about to break it. That's the timeline, basically. Yeah. Yeah. The Great Solar Cycle / good thing. Sorry. / timeline split. Yeah. So 13,000, 12,000 to 12,700 years ago, the end of the last great solar cycle, the known lands, was still under hybrid control grid. Mainly the custodian and parasite factions working through what people later called the Pharaoh lines. The Polarians and Giants and other races had already withdrawn into inner domains of overlays. This is because these overlays were becoming contaminated for their density. Yeah, like imagine yourself suffocating in water. Yeah, drowning in water. That's how they feel when the density drops.
Too heavy for them.
Too heavy for them. Yeah, but they've always been sat outside in the overlays, yeah, guarding us in somewhat way. Yeah, I know we've suffered, but they've always been there, right? And they've been there because they've been planning something very, very big. Obviously, this is something what was planned right back towards the known lands. Yeah, and this is a continuous plan of the cube process. Yeah, don't forget, you've got to let this play out right to down to the custodians becoming bad and like controlling everything, you know, taking all these other physical planes and everything. Yeah, you've got to let it all roll out because it's happening. Yeah, when it happens and lays out, you start dismantling it as you go along. The process,
and then you put a process,
and it can never happen again. It won't ever happen again. If you keep going, stopping and starting it, you
goes on forever.
It goes on forever. You're on a loop. So you give them the benefit of the doubt. You let them, like we say, let them have their moment. Again, to all you boss against me. This is how I've played it. Or let you all have your moment. That's all. You're just having your little moment at the moment, yeah? My moment is just about to come, yeah? And you won't see me because I'll probably be in the middle of a field in a deck chair, yeah? Right. Other races had already withdrawn into domains of overlays. The remaining 3 souls resonating army at that time was scattered across Egypt, Sinai, and the eastern Mediterranean. Let me do that again because I'm reading. Other races had already withdrawn into inner domains of overlays. The remaining 3 souls resonating army, you lot, at that time was scattered across Egypt, Sinai, and the eastern Mediterranean. 12,700 years to 12,600 years ago. The parasitic armies consolidated their control of Egypt's energy nodes, pyramids, Nile grid, Red Sea Stargate. Yeah, don't forget the Red Sea, the membrane. Yeah, it's a Stargate. Yeah, we'll talk about it a bit more. The red membrane, the Red Sea. Yeah, it's a Stargate basically. It's a porthole, Stargate. Yeah, and we opened it.
Is that like a harmonic lens? Yeah.
Yeah. Another way. Yeah, good point. Yeah, like a harmonic lens, Leon. Yeah. The parasitic armies consolidated their control over Egypt's energy nodes, pyramids, Nile grid, Red Sea Stargate. Many souls went underground or to hidden enclaves, caves, or a covert education network began. What later religions called Hebrews. Yeah, let me read that again, it's important. Yeah, right. The parasitic armies consolidated their control of Egypt's energy nodes, pyramids, Nile grid, Red Sea Stargate. Many souls went underground or into hidden enclaves. A covert education network began. What later religions called Hebrews.
Well.
But in truth was a mixed body of souls, hybrids, Polarian lineages, Nordic here. Your Nordics, your Saxons, your Vikings and your Mayans all come from that. That's where they all comes from.
Right.
Yeah, all through that lineage.
Who are the Polarian?
The Polarians, I'm going to tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
we've got to go through it. Yeah, very important.
You've mentioned it several times.
They was put in place to assist the giants, to assist the seed.
They're well old, yeah?
Yeah, well old. Yeah, like they was around before Tyrant Souls.
Right.
Yeah, but the Polarians was put in place to assist the giants, to assist our involvement. Yeah, to guide us, to assist
the
us.
giants up,
yeah,
helping out.
they was trying to fast track us so we can take on the parasites when they come.
Right.
But it didn't happen. They came in too early. Yeah, not by chance. Yeah, like you said, you're going to find out that the only reason out of custodians and Anuk and that managed to hijack and take places is because they get some at early stages of development, yeah, where they're just growing their spirituality and well-being, yeah, and they get some unexpected, yeah. Stargate. Many souls went underground to hidden enclaves. A covert education network began, what later religions called Hebrews, but in truth was a mixed body of souls, hybrids, Polarian lineages, equals like Polarian lineages are to do with a lot of lineages, a lot of races, what's come and gone, yeah, right down to the ones. The reason why I put them in there is because even sleepers know about these, the Nordics, the Saxons, the Vikings, the Mayans. Some of them even knows about that because you learn a little bit about Saxon and Viking and Nordic in
Leif
school.
Erikson and that.
Yeah, it's all been inverted and swindled around. Yeah. Hence Nordic, because you've actually got a race called Nordic. Yeah. I would say they was probably the second best successful humanoid. Yeah. Because they're a throw off from the Palladians. Yeah.
Palladian or
no, Nordics, they look like Palladians.
Right.
Like, when you look at them, they look, but they ain't got all long hair and stuff.
Right.
Some of them have, yeah. Saxon, Viking, Mayans. These are the lineages what many of you are aware of today. My name then was Ka-Helar, yeah, Ka-Helar, and a few others acted like as bridge holders like now. So all you resonating souls, all you resonating army, what's heard the call and who's hearing me today, you're bridge holders, yeah. It's us what's creating the bridge so the souls of Tara can get across when the split happens.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that is why we listen. The resonating souls, yeah, right, and not even so much me. Resonating souls are the most important thing at the moment, and I'll tell you why. Look, I just said, you are holding the line. You are holding and building the bridge for the main event. So the souls of Tara and other ET souls can see, can understand. Yeah, you're waking them up. You're nudging them. Yeah, they're opening their eyes. Yeah, and they're all starting to come forward. Some of them are even trying to tell you, explain their experiences, and they've been too embarrassed to explain it before. Yeah, and that's what the show's all about. Yeah, it don't matter who you are on our channel, on our show, in our pitch. There's nothing to worry about. If you've got an experience or a vision or something, come over, tell us, because it's real, it's proper. Yeah, so don't. That's what the show's all about. I'll read that again anyway. Yeah, the parasite armies consolidated their control of Egypt's energy nodes, pyramids, Nile grid, Red Sea, Stargate. Many souls went underground or to hidden enclaves, or a covert education network began, what later religions called Hebrews, but in truth was a mixed body of souls, hybrids. Yeah, was all been lied to. Don't forget, all this, what religions call Hebrews. The Hebrews are a mixed version, a mixed race of all us.
Would that be like the Essenes back in the day? Well, I didn't know if the Essenes were the pre-runners to the Hebrews, or is that not?
No, that they probably come in a lot longer before then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
before that.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to explain here is was the mixed body of souls, hybrids from the Polarian lineages. Yeah, right. The Hebrews are a mix of that, basically. Not the Saxon, Viking, Mayans, like the Polarian lineages before that. And I'm going to talk about the Polarian lineages. So it goes back in there. Let's say, like like I concentrate what's in front of me so I don't lose it.
Yeah.
Right. What many of you are aware of today. My name then was KLR, and a few others acted like as a bridge holders like now, literally carrying people between frequency corridors, sometimes physically, sometimes through dream corridors, dream state. So we'll actually see in a minute when power goes and it's all up and down, everything going off. Like we, all us resonating army, right? We are going to start. Tyrant souls, ET souls. They're going to start like visioning us. They feel us in their sleep, in their states, in their their like moment of relaxation in that.
Yeah.
They're going to see us. They're going to feel us. We're going to bring them through. If it takes exactly what the ET monitoring is going to do to the ones what get stuck in the temporary.
Yeah, same thing. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. They're going to enter your dream state and that, your consciousness. And they're not just going to go, show you, like, they're just going to put like certain things into their brain, into their mindset, what's going to open up a big picture, and it's going to fast track them. Yeah, don't forget, no one gets left behind. No one gets left behind. During this event, people got left behind. They ended up in the illusion, and they ended up slaves, food, all that sort of stuff. So my name then was KLR, and a few others acted like as a bridge holders like now, literally carrying people between frequency corridors, sometimes physically, sometimes through dream corridors, dream state. Right. 12,600 years to 12,500 years ago. The tipping point. The parasites attempted to lock the main Red Sea portal so no one could escape the Nile grid. The custodians and Anunnaki factions began fighting each other over the tech. Their war tore holes in the overlays. This became mythologized as plagues, storms, and the wrath of God. Me and all you resonating souls, just like now, coordinated the final movement of thousands out of the Nile grid into the corridor anchored near the Red Sea. On the ground, it looked like a night march. Above, it was a timeline split operation. Yeah? I'll do that again. 12,600 years to 12,500 years ago, the tipping point. The parasites attempted to lock the main Red Sea portal so no one could escape the Nile grid. The custodians and Anunnaki factions began fighting each other over the tech. Their war tore holes in the overlays. This is what became mythologized as plagues, storms, and the wrath of God. Me and all you resonating souls, just like now, coordinated the final movement of the thousands out of the Nile grid into the corridor anchored near the Red Sea. On the ground, it looked like a night march. Above, it was a timeline split operation. Could you imagine? I've just visioned us all there. Like, fuck, listen. This moment was, it's gone out all over me now, was huge. So huge. Don't forget the pharaohs they're just thinking that they're just about to lose all their slavery and that. Like pharaohs won't get their hands dirty. They won't go and slave and that. They won't eat each other. They just massive.
They need their dinner. Their dinner's running away.
Yeah, this is massive. Now the event 12,500 years ago. The sea did not literally part. Instead, a corridor opened between overlays. Exactly what's soon about to happen again. One reality where the parasite's army was trapped in its own loop. One where the evacuees moved to a safer timeline. This is why my memories of running and carrying. My memories of running and carrying in that.
You said that from when I first met you.
Yeah. My memories of running and carrying, but never seeing the end. I am the anchor point, staying behind unity. The last wave moved through. After the passage closed, I re-entered a quieter overlay to heal. The myth of Moses was later built around fragments of our mission. This time, there will be no parasites to rearrange our history of how. What we will once again and finally heal from for eternity. Yeah, I'll do it again. So, but never seeing the end, I am in the anchor point, staying behind unity. The last wave.
Staying behind until.
Yeah, until. Oh yeah. My writing. Staying behind until the last wave moved through. After the passage closed, I re-entered a quieter overlay to heal. The myth of Moses was later built around fragments of our mission. This time there will be no parasites to rearrange our history of how. What we will once again and finally heal for eternity. Mm-hmm. The Red Sea event was a Stargate corridor event, not a miracle at the beach. Our group was moving souls out of the Nile grid, while parasites and custodians were fighting. My solar name then was KLR. I was acting as a bridge, like now, carrying people and holding the portal open. When it closed, a timeline split occurred. One path to freedom, one for the control grid. Easy choices, smart choices. Let me help you across this final bridge. Phelan. Yeah? Listen, the Red Sea event, one more.
A couple of questions after.
Yeah. Was a Stargate corridor event, not a miracle at the beach. Our group was moving souls out of the Nile grid, while parasites and custodians were fighting. My solar name was KLR. I was acting as a bridge, like now, carrying people and holding the portal open. When it closed, a timeline split occurred. One path to freedom, one for the control grid. Easy choices, smart choices. Now that is exactly what's going down now. Yeah, look here. One path to freedom,
yep.
Smart choices,
yep.
Easy choices.
Yeah.
The other path will be a little bit different to them though.
Yeah.
This path, if you don't make a smart choice, yeah, even if you're very, very awake and you're on top of it all, and your frequency ain't quite there, right? And this will be ego, denial, a little bit of denial, wanting to be your recognition, all of you wanting to be the one and that, yeah? You're going to be stuck behind, yeah? Because you're not going to be stuck in control this time though. Yeah? You're not going to be stuck being bossed around, and you're not going to have bullshit history told you, because you're going to know.
Yeah.
You're going to know. You want to work it out, yeah? But your frequency will just be a tiny little bit out for you to cross that bridge. But I am trying my best, I am breaking my back to make sure we don't get you in that position. The least stuck in this overlay, this temporary overlay, is the better. You know? Do you know what I mean?
It's the whole point of it.
Was you going to ask something, Leon?
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that when souls went to the Dome of Titans? Is that the split?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where that portal
That's where that portal went, Dome of Titans.
And
yeah?
did everyone come back in here straight after? Or
Yeah, as soon as we healed, from this is where the pods came into action. All the pod stuff and that came into action, yeah? Dome of Titans. Don't forget, Dome of Titans is an overlay of preparation, yeah? Because don't forget, Dome of Titans, you got physical life in Dome of Titans, yeah? But it's a crystalline physical, yeah? Like your skin ain't the
how
all
long
that
was
and that.
healing roughly in Earth years?
Like we was probably there, you know, a few 100 years, 1,000 years or something, you know.
That long?
Yeah, but don't forget, it's not that long out there.
No.
Probably like
out there it ain't, yeah.
Sure, probably out there like
A couple of hours.
Yeah, a couple of hours, 3 hours, 10 minutes.
Yeah, 12 hours on the sunbed.
yeah. We all at the spa and that.
And how many people would that have been that went through that?
That there, out of the 500 plus million, I would say like about 300 million. 400 million souls got through.
Got through?
Oh, well, no. At that time, they weren't that population. Like, no, we was all scattered around everywhere.
Yeah. So
don't forget.
That Nile event thing.
When that Nile event happened, don't forget when that Nile event happened. Yeah. When that, like now.
Yeah.
Look, exactly like now.
Like now.
Like now.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
But don't forget, while this event was happening, there's still factions of humanoids around in this overlay. You know, around Egypt, around the Middle East, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Turkey and all that lot's important. Yeah, that's why I ended up there. Yeah. I would never have gone there. Yeah, never.
I thought you was meant to.
Listen, I know they don't. I know that they don't look us there. Yeah, they got this hatred, but when they approach you with hatred, they got a smile. Yeah, because they want you to dough.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they want you to do that. They want
it's
you to
like that in a lot of countries.
Everything. Yeah, we know. Yeah. So I mean, but they can't stand you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you ask anything? Sorry, yeah.
How many people went?
How many people? Yeah, exactly what's going on now. Like I said, I would say a good 100, 200,000. Yeah. Plus, when they do the scare events, the activation events, you want to get hundreds of thousands wake up then as well.
Yeah.
So this time, it will be a lot more successful than the Red Sea event. Don't forget, the Red Sea event was only half successful. It wasn't successful. If it was successful, we wouldn't be going for another one now, would we?
No, right, yeah.
Yeah? So it wasn't successful. Yeah? We just got enough of us through to healing so we can come back in here again and start, again. But so what they done then after that, the parasites ain't silly. What they done was to keep us in here when they started hijacking the sun and the moon and all that lot, to keep us in here on a loop, so we can't go out and heal and come in. Because don't forget, for ages we was like getting took out, going out, get healing, coming back in, going out, coming back in. But only this time, this is when like draconians and all that lot all started to like get involved. Like, you know what I mean? We don't want all this trouble what you lot was having. Draconians are like, listen, Draconians are more intelligent than the others. Yeah. I'm telling you, they're well clued up. And basically they must have sat there and gone, listen, we ain't having all that crap. Like all Red Sea events and that, all these time splits, like loads of them escaping, we want some more. We don't want no one escaping. And this is how they wrapped it all up with like suppression of nodes, suppression of the star grids, suppression of everything. Portholes, stargates,
God, projection domes,
the lot.
The whole fucking
listen,
shebang.
I'll tell you what, if they want this, we'll project it for them. You want this, you want that, you get it. But we'll project it. And don't forget, like I said, in this last overlay, what will happen is, everything will look pretty fucked up to them, the ones who ends up here temporary, because they're stuck here. And when you start seeing things not so clear, like buildings and that, like looks a little bit like
and that,
dissolvement and that,
fading away.
A lot of destruction. Like I said to you, it looked like. It looked like they'll be thinking, like, fucking hell, we've made it. Like, like, where's everyone else gone then? Like, we're the lucky ones. But that will give them a boost. For them to think that, fucking hell, what?
Well, we made it.
They nearly took the whole world.
How aren't we dead?
Yeah, like, they've took most of the world out and we're still here. And they start like, whoa, they start realising. Then when the ETs, the intelligence of the ones what's going to monitor that temporary overlay, they start getting in them bit by bit, like little pinpoints in their like, mindset, and they feel even more. They go, oh, hang on a minute, like, and then they start taking loads of stuff away. Usually, if we started taking loads of stuff away from you in this world, you'll be going, what? If we started taking your phone away from you, and your laptops, and your cars, and your house, you'd not be doing your nut, wouldn't you? No, this time, it's not going to be like that. Because when they start taking everything away and everything starts dissolving, they're going to realise, that, hang on a minute, like, how much happier are we without all that? Like, what's been going on here then? And then all of a sudden, you'll get a shitload of ETs from a cloud go, woo! And it will go, what? And then it all split open, it dissolve, and everyone in this temporary overlay, that temporary overlay will dissolve, and all of a sudden, all the souls of Tara and the ET souls, what stutter, they see everyone what's just left, and they go,
Hang on,
wow,
fella.
we thought you was all dead. We thought you got took out. And we'll all be going, nah, we've been watching you.
Been laughing at you lot
We've been
down
watching
there.
at you lot.
Fighting over
You know,
loads of
all
predators.
sat on our fucking crystalline sofas. You know, going like, oh, please, come on, wake up. No. They are. They're, oh.
Like the
It'd be like
Truman
watching-
Show.
Yeah.
Like everyone's sitting
Yeah,
home
like,
watching
yes.
on the edge of the couch.
Listen,
Yeah.
brilliant example. The Truman Show,
Yeah.
right? When they're all sat there at the
Right
end
at
and
the
they're
end.
going, like, oh, he's gonna.
Is he go-
That will be all us lot
Yeah.
from the Red Sea event
That went over.
yeah? What went over, and we are now outside the box looking in, and we're going.
Come on, please. Come on,
mate, oh,
Truman.
fucking hell, please, come on, Nan.
Come on, please. You're nearly there.
Come on. Yeah, that's what it's going to be like.
Walk up that last step.
Yes, but it's all going to be positively beneficial. Yeah? And as soon as that lot come in, mission totally accomplished.
Done.
I can go to my cave. Yeah, and I'll see you know whenever. Yeah,
In a
Bernie,
few
probably
solar
Bernie and
cycles.
that, and the girls will probably like, track me down to see me.
He'll be playing the harp.
I'll be playing the harp. You know, but yeah. So that is very, very important what we do. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to do loads of pages on Great Fire of London because you know I don't like doing that. Yeah. What I've just give you on the Great Fire of London,
Plenty.
right, and the Red Sea event, right. You lot, this is your job. You are going to start remembering, working from your inner self, right? And you're going to think of the Fire of London, and you're going to think of the Red Sea event, and you're going to think of what I've been telling you today, and you're going to think about what you've been doing the last few years. Yeah? And that's all going to make a big picture, a big thick storybook within your mindset.
Yeah.
You are going to do what Leon does. Those last 15 pages, 12 pages I've done on the Great Fire of London and the Red Sea event, you are going to make that into 100 pages within your mind. Because, like I say, I've just gone through the years, yeah? It took hundreds of years to get into the position to even be, for, like now, yeah? It's took a few hundred years to actually put the Great Awakening process into position.
Yeah.
Well, exactly the same thing happened then, and I just took you through the years and how it all went down. Yeah, and like I say, what we're just about to go into in a minute. Yeah, the sequence of the first human populations in the known lands, Lemurian hype. Listen, look, we've got a lot to get through, but you know, give me 2 minutes and we'll be back.